You find them in lots of lunchboxes around the country. A crisp, fresh, juicy apple. And right now, apple season is in full swing. And that means it's time for Granny Smith, Royal Gala and Pink Lady apples to shine bright. But unfortunately, this apple orchard in the Adelaide Hills hasn't had a great season. Usually at this time of year, these trees are bursting with apples. But if you look closely, you can see the fruit is damaged and rotten. That's because birds are eating the apples. But it's not the birds' fault, they're hungry. Lorikeets usually eat eucalyptus flowers from gum trees. But because of recent bushfires, many trees have been burnt, leaving the birds with less food to eat. And big juicy apples seem to be a good substitute. And this creates a big problem for the farmers. It's pretty tough for apple growers to get up every morning and watch a force beyond their control, thousands of hungry birds swoop in on their crops and gobble up the fruit from the trees.
These beautiful parrots have come in here and they said, "My word, these apples taste nice. So perhaps we'll have some apples."
But there's an even bigger problem here. Lorikeets are quite clever and sneaky little birds.
So when you're over in that corner of the orchard, well, they move out of there and they go over to that corner. So when you go around to that corner, then they come back to that corner.
And as you can see, a lot of damage has been done.
In some areas, they've taken probably 75% of the crop off some trees. That's 3/4. We hope they decide to find somewhere else to eat. Otherwise, we won't have hardly any apples here, the way things are going.
So I guess if you've got an apple tree in your back garden, you just put a net over the tree to stop the birds from eating the apples. But how do you cover this entire orchard with a net? Not only is it really expensive, but it takes a lot of time to do it too.
The apples in this orchard are ready to be picked. So the net is taken off and they're picked immediately, leaving the birds no time to munch on them. By next summer, the eucalyptus trees will flower again. And the lorikeets will be able to feast on their normal food source. Not only will this put smiles on the faces of the growers, but there'll be plenty more crunchy, delicious apples to go round.